Hello, welcome to the Collector RC. Well, there's no car here. That's because this video is a little different. It'll be a little short, hopefully. I'm going to do a little bit of talking. And we apologize. The reason why we kind of been having to put some days in between our normal uploads. A real quick explanation. We're waiting on a lot of parts, and for some reason we've had some issues with some deliveries, and we want to get everything put together before we go, because a lot of times we'll get some parts and we'll just go ahead and use those what we got now. And this time around, because with the this is 24s, I apologize, I should have said that. We're waiting for a lot of the motors to get together, and so we can properly test all of them, because we don't want to test a couple of them and then post that video out and then only show those couple. We've also had to do some research on things that we basically needed to dig into, because we don't for you guys, we the goal for us is to save everybody money and like do what we can for the reviews, especially when it comes to the 24s, because that's probably our most popular vehicle that we post on our videos, and you guys seem to love the 24 collection. So and it's what we started doing. But so anyway, yeah, we're just waiting for parts for that, and it's becoming kind of it's a little slow process. So we've been doing some other things and getting other stuff put together. Went to an event the other day, last weekend. That was freaking awesome. Specific group, shout out to the Pacific Northwest Trail RC group. They're a group of awesome people, and I think they're the largest RC group on the Pacific Northwest. I think they're almost 3K members, something like that. Probably one of the friendliest groups you'll ever find too. They anything RC they love. But anyway, so they did an event. It was called the Pink Hat event, and basically, just kind of real quick, short example is, so you have like a certain line of cars. There was 15 gates. You go through the gates. There's no reverse, no rolling over, no winch, no anything to assist you. If you roll over or can't make the gate, you have to kind of sit aside, wait until everybody else goes to the gate. If everybody else makes the gate clean, you go to the end of the line and you have to wear a pink hat. If you're wearing the pink hat at the end, then there was a point system too. You like lose a point for messing up at a gate, and at the end you lose like 5 points, and then all together, if you're the one wearing the pink hat in the end, you get like a photo, the pink hat of shame. It was amazing. I never had to wear the pink hat, so but it was a great thing. Anyway, so I'm like I said, trying to make this short. So what we're going to talk about real quick, and it doesn't involve the 24s. It involves all RC of any kind. And in fact, it involves any of your hobbies of any kind. No matter, it doesn't even have to be RC related. It can just be your hobbies at all. There's something that's kind of happening, and it happens all the time. And it's happened to our parents, grandparents, great grandparents, and generation after generation after generation. In fact, wars have been fought over it. But something that needs to be kind of clarified. And I apologize if this is going to kind of pull some strings or push some buttons, but I think it needs to be talked about. It needs to be a topic. If someone specifically, let's talk about RC. If I take my car and I put it down and I say, hey, check out my cool car. And if the first thing the person does is tell me things that's wrong with my car and tell me that I need to upgrade, perform, or get better parts, spend more money and do things, I'm going to tell you right away, that person's gone. I don't want anything to do with that person. And here's why. I didn't put the car down and say, hey man, what do you think? What is your opinion of my car? What can I do better? I didn't ask for the criticism, nor did I ask for the opinions to make my car better, nor did that person even see my car even drive. That's a big thing that's happening on social media right now. There's no difference from that topic. If you consider these toys, there's no difference. You're telling them how they should play with their toy. What's the difference of someone telling you that what you're wearing is not appropriate, right? What's the difference of me telling you how you act is inappropriate, right? So you really got to think deeper than what you're doing. And I think on social media, there's a big problem. It happens in a lot of groups. And yeah, you're specifically going to find them in fan pages. But to be fair about the fan pages, you're in a group that's full of fans of a particular product or brand or whatever it is. They're going to defend that. And you kind of ask for it if you go in there and, kick a storm about complaining in this fashion, because you join that group to be a fan of that product. If you go in there trying to tell them that their product is garbage, they're going to be defensive. It's a fan page. That's what it's for. It's for the fans. If you don't want to be a fan, don't be a fan. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I kind of don't participate in a lot of the fan specific groups because to me that's I don't want to sell out to one company, one person, one thing. We like to adventure in all of the areas of products, test everything we can out, even the low end, we give them a chance, because you'd be surprised. Sometimes the lower end stuff is better than the high end stuff. It's it is usually a needle in a haystack kind of a deal, but it does happen. And that's what we're here for. So that's what we do. And that's what our goal is. I'm just gonna put something there for you to look at. Let's put a couple bodies around. But I think it's just something that needs to be discussed, and it is a topic that needs to be there needs to be a line. If someone's asking for help and opinion, just because they're in a group, if it's we're part of a lot of different groups, and I know a lot of you are all part of different groups as well. You and I have had lots of conversations. I like to say that I've become social media friends with quite a few of you, and I think you guys are all great people. But sometimes I see some things that are a little bit questionable, and and I'm not saying you're doing something wrong. Okay, I don't want you to think I'm picking on anybody in particular. I'm not. This has been happening for well over a year. All you RC enthusiasts and seasoned RC enthusiasts, you've seen all this coming, and you've kind of put your foot down, and that's what's happening. The seasoned RCists, we're kind of putting our foot down. We're tired of hearing it, because it's happening to these new people. Like, you're on a trail and you're doing your thing, and everybody's telling you that your servo's garbage. You got to get rid of that. You need to do this and you do that. Your tires are garbage. If they don't ask for it, you don't need to tell them. If they are willing to, then obviously there's a lot of people that will take criticism every single second, but there's a lot of people that don't take criticism. People aren't necessarily going out there for you to criticize what they're doing. Sometimes it takes a lot for these people, to come out and even be a part of a social gathering. So you gotta understand, I know everybody wants to be the best, but sometimes people just want to play and have fun. So all we ask is just kind of think about that, broaden the horizon a little bit, think about the deeper, impact you're having when you're having these discussions, because all in all, the hobby needs to be fun. I mean, they're toys, right? So we were here to play, and nobody should tell anybody how they should play. Now, if I say, hey man, tell me what did I do wrong with this? Can you help me out? Give me some tips. Then by all means, just say and do anything you want. If you say, hey man, the color's garbage. I don't like anything you did. The windows, you screwed up on the windows. I asked for it. I expect that. But if I say, hey, look at my cool car or my cool body, and all I get is, oh, it looks like crap. You did this wrong. You did that wrong. You know what I mean? Think about that. That's just kind of makes you a dick. I'm just saying. And it happens in real life. It happens not just with RC, it happens with everything. So, I mean, think about the other times in your life where that was you may have been in that situation. It doesn't have to be with RC. It could be with anything. So just really kind of think about that stuff before, we start, let people grow. If they don't ask for it, you don't need to help them. Unless they're putting their hand out there, you don't need to help them. Because sometimes, and I gotta be honest, more than 60 to 70% of the time, it's going to backfire. And you're going to get people, they may not even say it to your face. They're going to turn around like, oh, I don't like that guy. He just told me everything. He's just a dick, or whatever. And then you kind of lose that. And especially in a community where a lot of these people are all talking to each other, those conversations happen not just on social media, but in real life and behind closed doors. So I can tell you right now, the overall stance on specifically with seasoned RC enthusiasts, when it comes to RC, them, they're starting to put their foot down. There's groups that will literally just kick you out for being that way, or even just becoming negative that way, and they should. The toxicity has got to go away, man. I mean, don't tell, and this is no way in any way, shape, or form and me saying that we should all be super friendly and just shake hands. I'm not saying that. We all are individuals, and we can be people, but just be decent people. You know what I mean? So that's really all I wanted to say. And and like I said, I'm not we're not picking on anybody particular. This is something that's been happening for over a year in all the RC groups. It happens on trails. It happens all the time. In fact, one of our biggest events first one we ever went to, I'm not going to say the name, but it was a big event, and we literally had people camping next to us that were just really mean and talking a lot of crap about our cars just because of the brand. Little did they know, our cars were driving better than theirs. So, I mean, it's, what I mean? it's kind of, it just, and it really deterred us from even, I didn't, it kind of held us back a little bit because we immediately got negativity just on the brand of car we bought. I mean, come on. That's not fair. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where the fanboy term comes from. When you're so dedicated to one thing, great, that's awesome. But doesn't mean everything else is crap. Come on, the Ford and Chevy guys have been arguing about this for centuries. I mean, and look where it's gotten. Nowhere. It's equal, right? It's totally equal. There's just as many jokes for Ford, there's just as many jokes as a Chevy. Anyway, we love all you guys, and I hope this doesn't press too many buttons. I know some of you are going to get kind of defensive about it. I get it. But just know that it just needs to be, there needs to be some decency in our community. And the biggest part of our community is that we're all out here to help each other in a way that's, and this is a way of helping, is you don't have to tell someone their stuff's garbage, and don't go the other way. You know what I mean? You don't need to get so defensive if someone is being criticism. Just say, hey man, look, I wasn't really asked for criticism. I appreciate it. I appreciate your opinion, but I think I'm just going to stick with what I'm doing. So there is a way to counter that and being a decent person as well. So it goes both ways. So anyway, I apologize I had to do a video like this, but I think it's just something that needs to be said and done. So yeah, thank you for watching. And next time we'll do some driving. We'll actually do some RC stuff and just be kind to one another. You know what I mean? Be appreciative to what we're doing for everybody in the hobby, and just be friendly. If someone's being negative, just walk away. You know what I mean? It's so much easier. You don't have to talk, especially on social media. You can block their name. You don't have to respond to them. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to be friends with them. It's just, that's the way social media, that's the benefit about social media. Because you get kind of pulled into that cycle of a whirlpool, and it's really, really hard to get out of that. So yeah. All right. We love all you guys. Thanks for watching.